welcome to Breakfast on Plus TV Africa. My name is Nyamgo Agaji. Happy Democracy Day to you. June 12th is a day that we mark Democracy Day. This time around, it was changed by President Muhammadu Buhari after a long time. There was back and forth whether that day should be a significant day in Nigeria's political history or not. It was changed, and now we're marking that day as a public holiday in honor of our democracy that has been unbroken for 26 years, and also to honor the people who made June 12th to happen in 1993. We're honoring MK Abiola, who was the supposed winner of that election. We're honoring, whether he has been given any national honors or not, Humphrey Nwosu, who made that happen with his option A4 that he brought. And that eventually was the first time I voted as a person in that election. Everybody had so much confidence in that election, and everybody went out to vote fully. At least most of the people that went there knew as in their hearts that the election was going to matter, it was going to count, and it did count. But unfortunately, it was annulled, and Nigeria went into crisis. I don't know if we have gotten out of that crisis till now, but we thank God for where we are right now. From 1999 till now, democracy has been unbroken. So there are lots and lots of things to celebrate, no matter how where you stand, whether you're in support of this government, the present administration, or not. We all have a collective thing to celebrate. That is that we are still standing as Nigeria, as a country, and we're not like one of my guests was saying yesterday, that at least we have not become a state like Somalia and so many other states in Africa. We're still Nigeria, we're still standing in spite of our challenges, so we thank God for small mercies. On the program this morning, we're just going to be looking at this Democracy Day. We're going to be reflecting on Democracy Day, the gains, the gaps, and the road ahead for Nigeria. That's all that we'll be discussing today, whether the hot topic 1 or 2, that's what we're going to be discussing. But first of all, let's take the quote for the day and then move on to the top trending issues of today. Our quote for this morning is from Benjamin Franklin, and it says, "The best investment is in the tools of one's own trade." The best investment is in the tools of one's own trade. So what is your trade today? A trade, no matter what definition it might be, is that thing which gives you joy, that thing which gives you food on your table, that thing that you do all the time. So you are a broadcaster like me, for instance, or you're selling in the market, or you're a footballer, or you're doing one thing or the other. Invest in that thing. Invest in what will make that job that you're doing easier for you. That's what it is. And not only that, one of the tools of the trade that you do is you as a person improve on yourself to be better suited for the job that you're doing, for the thing that you're doing. So anytime you have the opportunity to train yourself, go ahead and do it, so that you get more information, so that you get more strategies to do whatever you're doing, so that the job will be easier for you. And then also some of the tools that are of your trade are the ones or the people around you that make your trade so easy for you. So if you have people working under you, invest in them as well, so that they will be happy doing what they're doing and your trade will be moving on. So no matter what you define as your trade, remember that this is what gives you the livelihood that you have right now. That's what it is. It doesn't mean that you have to be a market woman or a market man before you can call yourself a trader. Whatever you're applying is your trade. Whatever you're doing is your trade. Whatever your vocation might be, whatever you're doing to put food on your table and all that. So improve on that. Invest in that. Invest in yourself, invest in the people around you, invest in the physical tools that you use to make your job easier. That's what it is. And when you're going through life, you know that you cannot go it alone. So as you do all these things, remember that you are just a part of a whole, and let our nation feel your impact from your little corner. Okay, we're going straight to the top trending issues this morning. 39 billion naira ICC renovation sparks criticism. The Abuja International Conference Center, ICC, has undergone a 39 billion naira renovation under FCT Minister Nyesom Wike to enhance Nigeria's global image. The project was completed in May 2025, but many criticize the spending as misaligned with urgent societal needs. Public schools and hospitals in the FCT Abuja are in disrepair, with schools suffering from broken infrastructure and hospitals lacking basic amenities like water and power. Many community hospital projects remain incomplete and abandoned. The contrast between the luxurious ICC project and the neglected state of essential services highlights a growing concern that government priorities favor prestige projects over public welfare. Okay, that's just another angle. A lot of people have criticized this renovation of the ICC. Well, it's a project. It's a project that also puts Nigeria in good light, because a lot of things happen in Abuja, a lot of things happen in Nigeria, whether it concerns Africa or ECOWAS, which is a sub-region, but it happens there, and we need a befitting venue for all these things to be held. And it's not a bad thing that ICC has been renovated, but what the people are saying is that, well, this may be good. It's not like the ICC was dilapidated. It was still there. And now the money that was being used, 39 billion naira, is not a small sum. And there are schools that are falling down in FCT. There are hospitals that do not have manpower or the infrastructure or the whatever is needed to make the health institutions to work well in Abuja. And not only in Abuja, everywhere else in Nigeria. But that is not the concern of the government. And a lot of people are also saying that the renovation seemed to be just so that it can be renamed after the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and all that. But whatever you may stand, the concerns of the people are genuine. That I'm not sure anybody condemns the fact that we needed a renovation. What is condemned is that even though we need a renovation, if you're putting that kind of money into the ICC, why are you not also looking at other sectors? Because if there's no health, or there are no health infrastructures that can make the people live longer, can make the people have a healthier living and all that, then whatever you're putting, the gigantic structures you're putting might just be for the rich only, and the poor will not have any impact of government. So while we would say, okay, it is necessary to do this renovation and give Abuja a facelift, and also give us a good standing in the Committee of Nations when the whole conferences here and other events, we should also be just thinking about what the ordinary Nigerian will also benefit. So you do one for the rich men, because no poor man will go to the ICC and enjoy anything there. They will not even be allowed to hawk around the ICC, so it doesn't concern the poor man, at least directly. You might say you will make money from there and then do other infrastructure and all that, but you know, people want things that will benefit them directly and all that. So Do one for the rich, do one for the poor, if that is what it comes to. After all, we have band A and band B in electricity and all that. That is the caste system that we've been hearing about from India, from other places. It has come to Nigeria in a very subtle way. So when you're putting us, you're dividing us into the haves and have-nots, then be doing the things for the haves and then do all other things for the have-nots. Let health go around. Let everybody be sure that you're going to have health, because there's healthcare everywhere, and the infrastructure is there for everybody and affordable as well. So these are the concerns that people are just saying. But you know, we congratulate the FCT minister. You've done a good job. So while we're doing the good job for the big men, do also other things that the ordinary Nigerians can benefit as well. Now, Opay has expanded its 1.2 billion naira 10-year scholarship scheme to include Obafemi Awolowo University, OAU, making it the third university to benefit. The initiative will provide scholarships to 20 outstanding students annually for a decade, with each award worth 300,000 naira, aiming to relieve financial pressures and enable students to focus fully on their studies. Justin Zhang, Opay's Chief Public Affairs Officer, emphasized that investing in education is crucial to nation building and youth empowerment. The OAU Deputy Vice Chancellor, Admin, Professor Yomi Daramola, praised the initiative, noting it offers vital support beyond what the university or alumni could provide. Students in high-fee programs like clinical sciences have expressed immense relief. Omoborio Isaac, a 600 level student, said the scholarship will ease the burden on his family and allow him to complete his degree with confidence. Opay confirmed plans to extend the program to additional institutions in the future. Well, we thank Opay, and we hope that private ventures in Nigeria can do the same, give scholarship to our people, build infrastructure, and do your CSR and all that. Well, that's the only reason we brought this. So Opay is not a federal institution. It's one of the fintechs and all that, and they decided to give scholarship to our children, so we thank them. But we're calling on all others that have the wherewithal to do this to also join and see what they can do, because a nation is judged by how many quality individuals, learned individuals they have. So if we don't have people who go to school or who have gone to school, and we have just maybe out of 230 million, we have 10 million people who are graduates, who are learned enough to make an impact in the society, then we are not a great nation, no matter the population that we might have. So if Opay has done this, then we know that other banks, the regular banks, can do this as well. The other fintechs can do it as well, and other maybe oil conglomerates and all that can also do things that we will see glaringly. And for the people who have already been doing it, we thank you very much. Continue and even do more. Now, a federal high court in Abuja has rejected former JAMB registrar Professor Adedibu Ojerinde's no case application in his alleged 5.2 billion naira fraud trial. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, alleges that while leading NECO and JAMB, Ojerinde diverted huge funds through shell companies and alliances. During proceedings, a key prosecution witness and former JAMB accountant Jimo Olabisi Olatunde passed away at the National Hospital in Abuja. Before his death, Olatunde admitted to facilitating the redirection of public funds and acquiring properties on Ojerinde's behalf. The court has set dates to resume the trial, ruling that there is sufficient evidence to proceed. Ojerinde remains on bail, having posted a 200 million naira bond with strict conditions, including the provision of 2 sureties. 5.something billion naira. Well, maybe I'm talking from a poor man's point of view. I don't know why someone would steal 5.something billion naira. To do what with it? I'm sure his children are not lacking. It's not like he can't train his children in school. He has cars, I'm sure. He has a house, I'm sure, or houses. And then you're still stealing that to do what? Just to make sure that your children are lazy, just lazy. They just sit down, they don't do anything, they just be making money and all that. Why does it happen in the African continent? Why does that, well, does does stealing sound so good to our people? You don't need anything. You just want it because you can. You divert public funds that are meant for people who may not even have 3 square meals a day, but they're struggling to have an education, they're struggling to do one thing or the other, they're struggling to survive, they can't even pay their medical bills and all that, and you're diverting this money. What are you doing with this money? Kleptocracy is what we are seeing here. Everybody wants to steal. Even those people who are maybe talking today and saying that it is such a bad thing, maybe they're just marking time and waiting for their own time to steal, because our society has made it to look like that's the only way you can make your money. I wonder how much of South Africa's money Elon Musk had to steal to become the richest man on earth. You steal something and then you cannot even use it as well as you should. You'll be hiding and all that, and one day the law will catch up with you, maybe because your own friends are no longer in government and everybody begins to scrutinize. Because after all, this person did not have immunity of any kind, but he was not caught until he left the saddle. But it's better late than never. So he's talking about how did he even get the 200 million to post bail? As a civil servant in Nigeria, how did he get 200 million naira to post bail? And Nigerians will be watching, and tomorrow maybe 1/3 of this money, of the 5-point-something billion, will be used as settlement, and then a plea bargain, that's a plea bargain, and then the rest is in your pocket and you're using it. I think the laws should be more stringent on these people and make sure they suffer for whatever they have done. This is not saying that he's guilty. I'm not saying that. But it should be diligent enough. The investigations and everything should be diligent enough. And if he's found guilty, he should face a stronger penalty than the ones we've been seeing. A slap on the wrist and you give a percentage of the money and that is the end. What happens to the rest? And then when it gets to that point, and even if all this money is recovered, let us see how they're using it. Till now, we don't really know what their bacha loot is being used for. We've been told a lot of things, and we have a budget, and we have provisions for borrowing. So even if we we recover loot that is half of the budget, we don't care. We'll just say we are doing palliatives with the loot, and then we still go ahead and borrow. I wonder the kind of mentality we have in this country. Let's hope that one day some people who are bringing this country down will have to eat apples. Well, a 19-year-old Nigerian artist, Destiny, tragically lost his life after a brutal assault in Ghana. Destiny had moved to Ghana to further his education, facilitated by someone he referred to as a street brother. Allegedly, the individuals who provided his accommodation accused him of misappropriating funds related to a business they introduced him to. This accusation led to a violent confrontation in his apartment, resulting in severe injuries that proved fatal. Reports indicate that after the attack, the perpetrators left Destiny's lifeless body in the apartment. Ghanaian police later discovered his remains but have yet to make any arrest. Family and friends are now urging authorities to investigate thoroughly and ensure justice is served for the young artist. Destiny was an aspiring streamer, gamer, and artist with dreams of studying at Streamers University. In a video shared before his death, he expressed his excitement about his career and plans for the future. His untimely death has left his family and supporters heartbroken and seeking answers. I hope that our government and the government of Ghana will get to the bottom of this. Ghana and Nigeria, no matter how we banter on the social media and look like enemies, we are best of friends. We are brother and sister, as it were. Ghana has very close relationship, and sometimes I wonder why we have so much in common with Ghana when we have countries like Togo, Benin, in between and all that. And maybe it's because after Nigeria, the next country that speaks English on that axis is Ghana. So maybe that's why we have so much ties. And then a lot of people from Nigeria immigrated to Ghana in those days. So maybe we have some ties like that. And you go there, some languages that they speak in Ghana are like some languages that they speak in Nigeria. I can tell you this for a fact because there are some words, even in my own language, that sound like Ghanaian. But, the thing is that we have a relationship that should not be severed because of a street fight, so to speak. So the two governments should come together, get to the bottom of this, and let the perpetrators be held accountable for what they have done. May the soul of the young artist rest in peace, and may the family find the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. Well, that's all we can take from our top trending issues. The next is going to be headlines from our national dailies. Do stay with us.